Hello, brothers and sisters. Thanks for joining, and don't mind the cat. He's decided to help out with this video. Hey, I saw this story today and caught my interest. So published August 13th, that's 2 days ago. And this is click on Detroit.com. So it looks like this is out of Michigan. So video appears to show Hamtramck, is that how you say that? Council member dropping off stacks of ballots before primary election. Oh, I love that they got video of this. The video captures two men in a black vehicle approaching the city's official drop-off box. So let's watch the video. It's probably not very long. I have not watched it yet. So I haven't even read this story yet, but it just caught my interest. So let's see what we got here.
New video obtained by Local 4 is raising questions tonight in Hamtramck.
Take a look. It shows two men pulling up to an election drop box and dumping what appears to be bundles of absentee ballots. And this was just days before last week's primary. Thanks so much for joining us at 6. I'm Ty Steele.
I'm Kimberly Gill. Sources tell us the man in the passenger seat appears to be Council Member Abu Musa, who's seeking re-election. Michigan State Police confirm this video is part of an ongoing investigation.
Good. All right, let's get out to Lauren Kostick. She's been leading our coverage in Hamtramck with all of the ongoing controversies there. Lauren, what did you uncover today?
Well, Ty and Kimberly, there is a lot going on here. Of course, the big question tonight, is this another case of election fraud here in Hamtramck? That is something state police is still investigating tonight. But what we do know is surveillance video from this camera right here is raising a lot of questions about what happened over here at this drop box just days before the primary. New video obtained by Local 4 shows two men in a black car days before the August primary. A passenger starts handing ballots to an unidentified driver who then stuffs them into the city's drop box, in total dumping 3 large stacks before driving away. Sources tell Local 4 the passenger appears to be current council member Abu Musa, the same council member that is currently seeking re-election and rose to the top with more than 1,100 votes in last week's primary. He's also the council member accused of not living in Hamtramck and the council member named in the 2023 election fraud case. However, he was never charged. So we reached out to Michigan State Police. The department confirmed the video is part of their ongoing investigation into the residency of council members, saying they plan to wrap up the case in just a few weeks. We also called the city clerk, but she couldn't confirm or discuss the case. The video comes just a day after 2 councilmen were arraigned on charges of election fraud dating back to 2023. In that case, the clerk noticed unusual patterns with absentee ballots, including large bundles being dropped off at once. And we did try to get in touch with Councilor Musa about this video. We called, we emailed, we texted, but no response tonight.
Oh, I wonder why.
We did get this flash drive with more surveillance video from the city just minutes ago. It's going to take us a little while to get through all this video, and we're going to check to see if there's any other instances like this that happened during the primary.
That would be great if they find more. All right, so you guys heard it. Let's read the story real quick. It's probably not much left in it. I think they covered it pretty well, I guess. So Hamtramck, I guess that's how you say it, Michigan. Video obtained by Local 4 shows what appears to be current Hamtramck council member dropping off stacks of absentee ballots at a city drop box before August primary election. I don't know what the laws are like in Michigan, but I think that ought to be a crime. Michigan State Police confirmed the video is part of an ongoing investigation into the residency of 2 city council members. Yeah, I'm thinking you're only supposed to drop off your own ballot, I believe. I guess you could make the case, like if you had like 3 people living at your same address, that maybe you dropped off all 3 of those. That could be legitimate. I don't know if it's legal, but that sounds like that could be a reasonable defense. But 3 stacks seems like a little much. The video captures 2 men in a black vehicle approaching the city's official drop box. The passenger, identified by sources as current city council member Abu Musa, hands several large bundles of what appears to be absentee ballots to the driver, who then deposits them into the box. This development comes as Musa, who received more than 1,129 votes in last week's primary election, seeks re-election. Musa is also in an investigation for not living in Hamtramck, as he has denied these allegations. The surveillance footage emerges one day after two other Hamtramck council members were arraigned on election fraud charges stemming from a 23 investigation. This town seems like it's got a fraud problem. That case began when city clerk noticed unusual patterns with absentee ballots, including large bundles being submitted at the same time with similar handwriting. While Musa was named in the 23 election fraud investigation, he was not charged. Law enforcement's response: Michigan State Police confirmed to Local 4 that the newly surfaced video is part of their ongoing investigation. A department spokesperson stated they expect to conclude their investigation in a few weeks. The Hamtramck city clerk's office declined to comment or confirm the investigation. Local 4 News attempted to reach out to the council member Musa on multiple channels, including phones, emails, messages. No response. Yeah, he's not going to respond. Local 4 also received additional surveillance footage through Freedom of Information Act requests. Okay. So definitely, I mean, come on. There's election fraud going on in Michigan right now. I think it's pretty obvious, and I'd go further on that. Like, Democrats always love to say, "Oh, there's no significant election fraud." I call BS on that. Democrats fight tooth and nail for more election fraud. I'm just going to say it. Democrats in general don't want IDs. Democrats want all these illegals coming in to states. All the Democratic precincts during the 2020 election had massive numbers of mail-in ballots that came in for Biden and relatively few for Trump. This is all election fraud. And the Democrats got really good at doing election fraud in the U.S. in 2020. It's just obvious. If you look at the numbers, the number of votes that came in were so much more than in previous elections or elections afterwards. Where did all those votes come from? And so what I believe is that Democrats stuffed the ballot box. And because of COVID, they loosened up the laws in order to make it easier for them to stuff ballot boxes. And this guy is continuing it, post that election. There's so many irregularities in the 2020 election, like in Georgia, in Fulton County, they stopped counting because of a water pipe break, kicked everyone out, and then started counting a few hours later. And guess what happened? All the votes mysteriously seemed to come in for Biden. So they absolutely dropped ballots there. And there's so many other irregularities. I'm happy to go on record and say Trump won the 2020 election, but Democrats stole it from him because there was so much fraud. And again, this is an example of it right here. So I'm really glad that this news station is covering this and that the police are investigating. This is just another example of election fraud by Dems. Nothing to see here. Move along. All right. Hey, if you like this, like and subscribe. If you didn't like it, don't watch me. But I just call it like I see it.